Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of a Torchwood reaction. This is Road Live, and my name is Matt. Okay, so last time on Torchwood, what happened? We had the ghost machine that allowed us to see ghosts, which were essentially just emotional moments from people from the past. And then near the end of the episode, they were introducing the future version that allowed you to see ghosts from your future. So that was a really fun episode. I love everything that they did with the device that they introduced, with the topic, and I feel like it was a pretty good episode in terms of like development, especially regarding Owen. Which is a character that I immediately hated, and now I don't hate as much. Hopefully, but he's still like kind of like I don't know, but we'll see where that goes. We're just on episode 4 now, so it's very early on in the show. When had a shooting range with Jack. She's having a crisis regarding her boyfriend, but that is not being addressed nearly as much as it probably should be. Nothing else really happened that episode, did it? I mean, I just think it was a really good story. I just think it was a really good episode. The dude killed himself, Wen blamed herself for it, despite she not murdering him, but still just like... whatever. I just think it was a really solid episode and a solid story, and I think it touched on pretty solid topics too. So if you want to hear that discussion for that episode, go check that video out. But this one, whatever. We're just moving on. That was pretty cool. Let's see, because like I've also heard that season 1 is like it's just a mixed bag. Sometimes you get cool shit, sometimes it's just like what the episode 2 with the fucking cum alien. So we're rolling a dice every time a new episode hits, as far as I'm concerned at this point. So what is episode 4 gonna be? Are we gonna roll a nat 1 or are we gonna roll a nat 20? Let's see. So anyway, I almost said Doctor Who. No, Torchwood. By the way, someone was like, as Matt figured the anagram, and I was like, yeah, I knew about it. I just didn't mention it because I also forgot about it. But I remember, and Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who. I also think I remember hearing that they actually refer to like Doctor Who as like Torchwood, as like in a code name before Torchwood became a thing, and then Torchwood became a thing. So it was like, okay. But yeah, it is an anagram of Doctor Who. It's pretty cool, I think. But yeah, whatever, we're just moving on. So, Torchwood, Season 1, Episode 4. Let's go. I just remember, I was messing with my hair, and I remember somebody said, as Matt realized, that Eve Miles is his female counterpart, especially the hair. And I was like, I appreciate the compliment. I think you're wrong, because I don't think I can even begin to compare to Eve Miles, but I appreciate the compliment. That's like the biggest compliment you could give me. Eve Miles' hair. I wish I have Eve Miles' eyes too. Somebody mentioned something like that. I was like, yeah. I wish at a point it's just like I wish I was Eve Miles. Just get rid of everything. Just turn me into a Welsh woman. Fuck it. Just do that. I'll be fine with that. Yanto? You're playing basketball? The fuck is happening? I was not expecting this.
First round's on you, boss. Girls, get your handbags.
Of course, that was an illegal move.
What's happening? Somebody walked in here. Who is that?
Konnichiwa, Tanazaki-san. Konnichiwa.
Yes, hello. So is this after hours? Like, everyone left and now he's doing something bad? What's here? What's on this table? Okay, a person... I saw some robotic shit of sorts in it. Like a cyborg, maybe? So were you trying to save this woman by turning her into a robot or something? A cyborg of sorts? That is a Cyberman helmet.
One of them survived.
One of them's... The fuck am I watching?
This is Lisa.
Okay, so she's a cyborg. Cyberwoman by Christian. Okay, let's fucking go.
What happened?
She worked
to Torchwood, London. It was the end of the Canary Wharf.
Okay. Okay.
The Cybermen needed soldiers fast.
So they just...
Started upgrading whole bodies instead of transplanting brains, using Earth technology.
Okay. Sure.
It's halfway through the process when the machinery shut down.
Do you know her? Like, personally? Was this before Torchwood for you?
Bare flesh.
I can... Don't... I have to say, I'm not a big fan of this outfit. It's a little bit weird.
60-40.
Stop doing that. It's kind of weird.
Make a human again.
Oh, it's someone you know. Is this an skeleton in the closet?
Your friend, Mr. Jones, asked me.
My boyfriend.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yes, he asked me to come.
It's interesting to have Yanto be an actual character here. Are you keeping this secret from Jack, even? Like, does he know about your skeleton in the closet? Because it's literally in the facility, so like...
You must be prepared for her not to survive. Sometimes, in order to save what we love, we have to risk losing it.
It worked! He kept you alive.
Okay, it's okay. It worked.
The start.
They're coming back, yeah.
Quickly!
This is a very, very uncomfortable costume. Honestly. Something's gonna happen here. I like how tall she is. I don't know if she's actually tall or if it's a costume. It has like heels on and shit. That would be weird. Alright. There we go, this is bad. Oh, she's gonna turn him too!
I can help you.
There we go.
The
She's no
human
longer
race is
Lisa.
weak. I can make you strong.
Oh, look at this CG shit. It's as creepy as it was back in Doctor Who Series 2. I cannot get over this costume. Look at that shit. Oh my god. What the fuck?
We've been having generator problems all evening. I was down there checking earlier. A couple of bits of cabling have come loose.
Okay. All of these characters are fucked. Yep.
Oh god.
His upgrade failed.
Was it an accident?
Realize what she told you.
I wanted to repay him for helping me by removing the weaknesses of his humanity.
Okay, she no longer has to say. Oh, he looks really fucked.
It's all right.
It's not alright! They're gonna come looking for me in a minute. If they see the body, if they find out what we've been doing.
I can deal with them.
Don't you go near them!
This is bad. It's weird because she cares, but she doesn't. But she does.
I need
You should
to stay in here.
Rest. Don't come out unless I tell you. If you harm anyone else.
Yes. What will you do?
I'm gonna deal with the body. I can do this.
Their body looks fucked because it just has like stuff coming out of it because the conversion failed. Ugh.
Responsible for this.
That's so bad. So gross. And yeah, you are a little bit. Is she powering up somehow?
Assuming one's Yanto, who's the other?
I'm thinking we're under attack. Security's been breached. We assume battle protocol.
Oh, that they're looking for him, trying to save him. They don't know what the fuck is happening. He's freaking out so bad. I mean, yeah, sure. I have to say, yeah, I still like. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to say, the costume aside, this episode setup is pretty good. I like it a lot. Shouldn't Jack be the one that goes in, since he's the one that can't die? He should be the one at pointing the strike team instead of the intelligence team. Okay, now she can see. And they can see Yanto doing the shit. She's not in there! No.
What the hell is it?
It's wrong. It's beyond wrong. It shouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's a Cyberman conversion table. Look behind you. There we go.
Jack? Code 0 incursion.
How are you gonna deal with
Come
this
any closer,
one?
I'll shoot.
Yeah, there we go. Alright. She's gonna try to turn Gwen. Did you fucking do this shit to me? Jack, I need you here, buddy. Or Owen. Either or. Oh, anyone do something. This is episode 4. This cannot happen yet. Oh god, this is fucked.
Put your hands up and turn and face me!
Just shoot, dude. Yanto, save them. Save her. God damn it.
Chico, cut all the power in the base!
I do that, the base goes into lockdown. We'll be.
Just shut it down! We're locked. Where's Lissa?
Please get me out of here.
Lissa's in the room, right? Ask Yanto the questions. Yanto, tell them. Either or.
What is she?
A Cyberwoman.
Some form of Cyberman.
A half
Glass
Cyberwoman.
upgraded. Humans with emotions removed created on a parallel world and supposedly destroyed on this one.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Get us back
There we
to the
go.
hub.
Jack, what are you doing?
Resisting the urge to shoot.
That makes sense.
Hands above your head.
You're gonna talk.
For God's sake, what are you doing?
Tosh, I gave you an order! Gwen, help her!
You're gonna talk, motherfucker.
What else are you keeping from us?
Like you care.
Ooh.
Clear up your shit. No questions asked, and that's the way you like it.
Wow. Okay.
When did you last ask me anything about my life?
Shit.
She's my girlfriend.
Why didn't
She's
you
a
tell
survivor
us we
from
could have
Canary
helped
Wharf.
you?
Torchwood exists to destroy alien threats. Why will I tell you about her?
Yanto, you have to believe me, there is no cure. There never will be. Those who are converted stay that way. Your girlfriend will not be the exception.
You can't know that for sure.
Small decisions that become mass slaughter.
This is true.
These creatures regain a foothold by exploiting human weakness. Then they take a base, rebuild their forces, and before you know it, the cyber race is spreading out across the universe, erasing worlds, assimilating populations. All because of the tiny beginnings here.
This is true.
I'm not giving up on her. I love her. Can you understand that, Jack? Haven't you ever loved anyone? Remember Lisa. Remember who you are.
The upgrade is incomplete.
You're
Yes.
still human.
I am disgusting.
I see sadness. That is emotion. I got the feeling this is not gonna be a good ending for you.
Together. Yes.
How about you too?
Transplant my brain into your body. The two of us. Together.
That's even weirder, but sure.
We will be one complete person.
This is
Isn't that what
fucking
love
weird.
is?
No.
Alright.
Autopsy room. There should be some lethal equipment.
What are you
in
gonna
there.
do?
Buy you some more time. Go!
Jack can't die, so he can 1v1 the Cyberwoman as many times as he wants. It's okay. It's a Gwen, you know he's fine. Gwen, you know he'll be fine.
How did he survive?
Here we go.
Is that all you got? I'm not so easily deleted.
You're gonna try a little harder than that. He's literally stalling by dying over and over. She literally has ranged weapons. We've seen her shoot already. She doesn't have to walk her way here. She does have heals. God damn it. He's trying to wake Yanto up. Okay.
What do we do?
What is happening? What is this? God fucking damn it. It's Riz, isn't it? It's fucking Riz, isn't it?
I've had a couple of beers with Dad, and we're off for a curry. So, can you video wife swap?
Toucher!
He actually landed a hit. Well, because she's not fully converted, she has meat, she has flesh. She actually did get stabbed just now.
What the hell was that?
That was a pretty good stab too. Did she pass out? Yeah, I want to know what the fuck that was.
Fucking dead man. Embarrassing given we haven't been killed.
God fucking damn it.
It's not like I fancy you or anything.
I was on top of you. I could feel your hard on.
Oh god.
Yeah. Well, you didn't exactly struggle, did you?
Shut the fuck up. Both of you.
It was kill or be killed.
She's not dead yet! She's gonna murder y'all asses.
What is that stuff?
Kind of barbecue sauce. It helps it identify its food.
What? Identify its food.
The pterodactyl? Pterodactyl! Yeah! Pterodactyl sexual blood thing! Let's fucking go! A Cyberwoman versus Pterodactyl. This is so stupid. That CG didn't look very great. It is very dated, but I love it. A Pterodactyl against the Cyberwoman. Sure. Oh, we're out? We're out. We Gucci. Alright. Are we sure that that worked? Like, yeah, here it comes. There we go.
One day, I'll have the chance to save you, and I'll watch you suffer and die.
It was the only thing that would stop her!
The goddamn pizza people. Yeah, this woman is either dead or is in need of some serious memory wipe. She's fine. She totally did it.
Anybody tries to stop me, I'll shoot them.
Jack, stop him.
You make a threat like that, you better be prepared to follow it through. You go in to finish the job. If she's still alive, you execute her.
No way.
Girl you loved has gone. Your loyalty is to us now.
You can't order me to do that.
You execute her or I'll execute you both.
I won't do it. You can't make me. You like to think you're a hero, but you're the biggest monster of all.
I'm giving you 10 minutes. Then we're coming in.
How can you ask
I don't need your opinion.
Yeah, like... So is the pizza lady dead now? Well, trying to be converted, right? Okay, you're gonna have to go and save her. That's why she's here, because he's gonna have to go through the moment of like, please don't kill another person. And then he's gonna have to take her out, so that doesn't happen. Trying to make sense of this story-wise. Or is she dead already? Probably. What? Did she transfer her brain into the pizza lady?
Yanto?
She transferred her brain into the pizza lady.
Yanto, it's me.
This is so fucked.
It's Lisa.
This is so fucked. This is so fucked. This is so fucked.
I'm human again. You fought so hard for me, I had to hold on for you, so I took this body and transplanted the brain.
You're not Lisa.
You always said you didn't love me for what I looked like. Last time you said that, it was a Saturday.
Yeah, but now you murder an innocent woman, so you're clearly not the same person I fell in love with, so... Wow. This is...
I need you to hold me.
The fact that you don't have the same face makes shooting you easier, probably.
I need you to tell
Just
me
do
it's
it.
all right.
It's not! Oh my god, this is so not okay. This is so fucked. What now? How's this episode gonna fucking end? You're gonna do it.
What are you doing? I did this for you.
And this is not what you wanted, so...
I'm sorry.
Can you do it?
Lisa.
We can be upgraded. Together.
No, that's it. There we go. No, it was the others. Alright. There we go. I mean, it had to be done. The team came in clutch for you. Which body do I look at? Jesus fucking Christ, this episode. Okay, what happens now?
You would never have shot him, not really.
Wouldn't I?
Would you have shot me if I'd gone to stand by him?
But you didn't.
If I had, though.
But you didn't.
All that deception. Because he couldn't bear to live without her.
I mean...
So have you ever loved anyone? That much?
2 people. A little bit.
Just for a moment, I thought maybe you could die after all.
So did I. And just for a second there, I felt so alive.
When you thought you could die, the fucking pizza box is cleaning up the mess, as he always does, and that's the end of episode. Okay. Discussion. Okay. That episode was really good. However, I have things to say to whoever designed the Cyberwoman costume, because I pulled up a picture of it too, actually, and the more I look at it, the more uncomfortable I get. What the fuck are we doing? Legitimately. And it looks terrible from the front. But if you look at the back, there is butt armor. There is butt cheek armor on that suit. Legitimately. And also, I made the joke that maybe she's taller because she has fucking cyber heels. She does. She actually does have cyber heels. They showed it in one shot when you see her feet, and it actually does have heels. So I really love this episode. But I really dislike the fact that someone had to come up with that costume. Someone had to make it. Someone had to think, I'm gonna make that and do it. I also hate that other people had to see it and say, yeah, it looks fine to me. And I also hate that that actress had to wear that for the entire episode. Like, first thing I did was I finished recording that reaction, and then I went to my friend and said, okay, that episode I just watched was really good, but check this shit out, and send them a picture, and they were like, wow. And I'm like, yes. Wow. Okay, so that is the Torchwood season 1, a show from 2007 effect. That's what happens. That's what happens. We're getting hit with some cool ass 2007 costume designer right here. So, all right. Let's move on from that, please. Let's talk about what actually happened in that episode. I just want to say real quick, the ending of that episode was pretty fucked. And I actually like that. I like how fucked it was. That actually is like a very strong way to end an episode. But dialing it back a little bit. Yanta Jones is a character that is actually doing a lot this episode. He actually has a lot of importance, which is something we haven't seen yet. And it actually is funny because one of my patrons replied to episode 3. And I don't remember exactly what they said, but it was something to the level of like, yeah, every character in the show is flawed. And I'm like, yes, like they absolutely are. Like, it seems that this show is trying very hard to make very flawed characters and try to put them through some crucial development webbed within a story. And then we get to see that, and that makes it so much more interesting because these characters feel things. It's like, I like that. I like that a lot. So now it was time for Yanta Jones to shine, which is a character that hasn't really done anything yet. He's just kind of like the butler that just cleans up after messes, and he just doesn't do anything. He's just there in the background. So now he actually got a major role. So at the beginning we pretty much see, and this is something I actually really enjoyed at the beginning, is the fact that they showed the Torchwood crew, like Jack, Wen, Owen, and Torch. They were all just playing basketball. Even with the pterodactyl, they were just fucking around. They were just chilling, and then they went out, and they were just talking dumb bullshit, and then they went out for drinks, and it was just like, they're just fucking around. It's just kind of fun, you know? They're just having fun, and I like that. I like seeing that this Torchwood team actually has fun with each other. They're just chilling. That is something I appreciate a lot. And I appreciate seeing it here. I'm a little bit surprised that it's taking this amount of time to do it. Like, I feel like it's very early on in the show for them to already be like all buddies with each other, because I feel like previous episode they were already like at each other's throats still. Definitely in episode 2, maybe a little bit in episode 3, but like, yeah, it feels like maybe it's a little bit faster how much they bonded, but not too fast. It's just like, oh, okay, we're at this place already. That's kind of nice. That's kind of neat. So that's how I felt about it, and that is something I actually really appreciated and enjoyed immediately. Thing is, Yanto is not part of that, and Yanto, he even feels a little bit left out. I think a little bit, but that's not the point. The point is that Yanto keeps a skeleton in the closet. He has a dark secret. He hid a Cyberman conversion machine at Torchwood's basement with a partially converted person in it, his former girlfriend. I mean, his girlfriend, I suppose, but now it's former because she's dead anyway. Both of them are dead. Well, it was kind of only one, really. Only one brain. Never mind that. So, yeah. So, I like that a lot. And yeah, and like the person on my Patreon said, like, every character's flaw, even Yanto. You'll see what I mean. And I'm like, oh, that's ominous. That's fun. I didn't expect it to be, like, immediately this episode, though. Just immediately this one. I'm like, okay, sure. So, he is keeping his partially converted girlfriend that worked at Torchwood London and survived the Battle of Canary Wharf. So she was one of the people that got caught and was starting to get converted. And for some bullshit reason, the reason was that they were not doing brain conversions, putting brain into cases anymore. They were actually converting from the human body itself because they needed like manpower real quick. I do not see how that conversion would be quicker than just taking the brain and putting it something else. I feel like that's quicker than just operating the full body. Whatever the fuck they did to her, I feel like that would take more effort. That would take more time. But whatever, let's roll with that. Let's just take its word for it. I watched JoJo's Adventures. That's a show that is nothing but taking its word for it. So, sure. But that leads to, and I like. So here's the thing: is that. Her name, she's Lisa. She is to a degree human still, like conscious. I'm not talking body. Body was like 50-60% converted. That's what Dr. Tanizaki, I believe that's his name, said. So, would it be Tanizaki Sensei? Yeah, it would be, because Sensei applies to both teachers and doctors. I'm getting sidetracked. So, that's what he said, but it seems that her mind was still human to a degree, more so at the beginning than later. So they were still talking about each other and how much they care and whatever, right? So Yanto brought in Dr. Tanizaki and tried to. So he's a doctor specialized in cybernetics. So he's like, okay, you're gonna help me out with this. I need you to see if you can like reverse this somehow, or at the very least, let's start with the life support. Let's just get the life support so we can take it out of her, and she can like at least just like not be bound to this table at all times. And he's like, sure. So they do that, and it succeeds. Team gets here and they go, oh, we saw a UFO or whatever. Sure. By the way, there was a lot of UFO sightings in Argentina. Like this past month, it was fucking nuts. Like. Everyone was just talking about seeing UFOs. It's fucking stupid. It was great, though. It was great seeing all social media like it. Like, there's someone I follow who was like, I saw this crazy shit, and they just posted, like, an awesome picture, and everyone was like, oh my god, really? And she was like, no, what are you, fucking stupid? That was a joke. And I'm like, and it's like, it's funny, because 2020 is so fucked that everyone simultaneously just saw UFOs, and they went like, yeah, sure. Let's roll with that, and that was great. But anyway, so there was a UFO sighting, and it was actually aliens, but then they just sent a message to them and said like, get out of here, like you're terrifying the locals or whatever. And they were like, are we not gonna apprehend them and like question them or something? And they're like, no, they talk too much, they're too boring, fuck it, let's just tell them to go go, just leave, and that's fine. And they did that. So that was just a quick resolve thing. That was essentially just a plot reason for them to come back to Torchwood HQ. So Yanto would leave Dr. Tanisaki and Lisa alone. So then Lisa would try to convert Dr. Tanisaki and kill him because he didn't get fully converted. By the way, shout out to the makeup on Dr. Tanisaki post conversion because he was fucked. He was fucked. It was just like a piece of metal sticking out of this side of his head and just like a stick coming out of it and just all bloodied up. It's really fucked. It's exactly what it would look like if you were like being attempted to convert into a Cyberman, and then it's like, yeah, it doesn't work, never mind that, and this is just destroy your body and that's it. Just like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So Yanto has a crisis. Yanto has had several crises this episode. He's going through one ongoing multi-layer big boy crisis through this entire episode, which is good to see, actually. Not from a point of like it's good for him, but from a perspective of like, this is entertaining because I'm seeing a character go through something, which is good for the sake of entertainment purposes. For me, as the audience, I'm enjoying seeing this. I feel bad for him. I enjoy seeing this. So there we go. And he's just freaking out because, oh my god, you just murdered this man. You just murdered this man. What are we going to do? I'm trying to save you, but you just murdered this man. What are we going to do? And like, it's not like he doesn't realize how fucked everything is and how much he cares about even Torchwood, because even he's like, they're gonna come and they're gonna get you and it's gonna be awful, and she's like, I will take them out too, and he's like, no, don't you dare touch them. Like, he still does care about them. Like, it's not that he never did, but he realizes how fucked it is, but he loves her so much that he's just like, he loves her so much that he's ride or die. He would do anything for her, and he would never pull the trigger on her, which is why he didn't at the end of the episode, but we'll come back to that later. But like, he's still going through every single one of those things because he just loves this woman so much, and or at least love what she used to be. He cannot bear to let go of her because she's still she's still somewhat human. Like, it seems that she does still have some degree of emotion, and it does seem that she has memories of everything that happened. It's just that her personality is a little bit more like, I don't know, like she has less empathy probably, and she does things for a Cyberman goal, which is just like upgrading. I'm gonna upgrade, and even she was like referring to Dr. Tanisaki. Yanto was like, why do you do that? And she was like, well, I wanted to repay him for what he did for me, so I wanted to upgrade him. And it's like, I thought she actually meant that, like, oh, I just wanted to repay him the favor by making him better, just like a very genuine, like, yeah, that's a good thing, right? So yeah, like, I like that it was like this. It's weird because in series 12 we had, spoilers for series 12, I guess, there's this thing called the Lone Cyberman, which was a failed attempt at a conversion of a Cyberman, and it's essentially a Cyberman that is also half human. It has a much better costume than whatever this one was, but it is kind of a different execution on the same concept of a not fully completed Cyberman. I guess this was also even like a different version of a Cyberman, which is sure, but like I like that we have this here. I like that it's a person that matters so much to one of our cast members, and then we have to see them go through whatever the fuck they do here this episode, which essentially ended up being, this guy cannot give up on this person because they care so much for them. And even after every single fucked up thing they keep doing, because they're clearly not the same person you fell in love with back then, because they're not okay, even at that point, he cannot give up on that person. He's still like, I'm gonna save you. He's still like, I cannot kill you. I love you. So I think that is awesome to put on a character of a main cast of characters. I think that was really interesting, very entertaining, and I feel for him. I do. I actually do feel for him. And it's weird because he is also kind of in an antagonistic position, but you get it, you actually do get it. And there was a moment where when they even asked, like, Jack, like, don't you have someone that you would be like that for? And the answer is yes, a little bit. Jack would probably have done that for the Doctor and Rose, and he kind of did. He did die at what was the name of that battle? What was the name of that battle? There was a name for it. Like, I remember Jack mentioned it on Utopia. He was like, I look at the list of the seas and whatever. But whatever. That battle at the end of Series 1 in the Parting of the Ways, where Jack actually did die, trying to hold the line for the Doctor. So it's not the same situation, but it's pretty similar, where Jack did have people he would have died for. And I did he say something like that too? Because there was an emotional scene where he kissed Rose and kissed Eccleston, and did he say something like, you are worth fighting for, or you're worth dying for, or something like that? Like, maybe he did, and like that's supposed to be a callback to that. I don't exactly remember. Series 1 was a long time ago for me, but I'm pretty sure that whenever they say that to Jack, I don't know why I keep. It's because I'm thinking of Yanto, because it's like a different pronunciation. Oh, okay, never mind that. I'm trying to figure out my brain here. It takes a while sometimes, 23 years. But the point is, what was I talking about? Forgot. So I like that they bring that up with Jack without actually bringing it up. It's just kind of there. If you actually like put two and two together, you figure that out. But it's one of those things where it's like Jack is trying to force him to be strong enough to pull the trigger and kill her. He, at the end of the episode, he even goes like, no, you're gonna go in there, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes and you're gonna kill her yourself. Which is not it's a weird thing to do, because I understand what he's trying to do. But at the same time, you can't just send one man in that is just a random dude and say, yeah, take out the Cyberman. I don't know if you would be able to do that. And yes, you would have been able to do it, because she did transfer her brain into like a random human pizza girl body, which was fucked, by the way. We're gonna get back to that. But he would have been able to do it because of that. But you don't send a regular dude against a Cyberman, man. Like, that is not a winnable battle. But he did, and that was a little bit weird. What could have happened is that they actually followed behind him and had his back, and they waited until the moment where he couldn't pull the trigger, and then they did. That's something that I would buy. Yeah, they did that. And let's actually operate on the assumption that that's what they did, because that just makes the story better, I think. So they just follow behind him, and they were like, okay, we'll see what he actually does, if he's strong enough to do it, and if he's not, we're gonna have his back and do it for him. At the end of the day, it's good that they had his back and do it for him, but it probably would have been better to just do it for him anyway, because I think putting you through the act of shooting your girlfriend that you love so much that you would just do all this fucked up stuff for, putting you through the trauma of having to shoot her in the head yourself, just execute her, not great, honestly, probably. And I understand that it's like, cut ties now, just do it. Like, I understand the purpose of that. I don't know if it was ideal to do. So yeah, there. But okay, I'm gonna go through. I'm actually gonna skim through the episode a little bit. See if anything else we're talking about. Oh yeah, there was a moment when they were hiding. Owen and Gwen were hiding, and Owen just kissed fucking Gwen. It was fucking weird. And then Jack kissed Yanto. That was also like, why? Why? My notion of it was right. My notion of it that I had like 2 episodes ago was fucking right. Everyone in this show is just gonna kiss each other, and everyone in the show is just gonna fuck each other, and that's fine. That's fine. Like, the finale for this season is just gonna be a big old orgy with every single cast member and the pterodactyl and another random ass alien. That's just what it's gonna be. That's just what's gonna be. That's my prediction for this first season ending. That's the finale. But yeah, there was a moment where Owen kissed her, and I was like, why? And then she asked him why, and he was like, well, you know, I was about to die. We were about to die, so I was like, well, might as well, you know, just last kiss, just last wish. And she was like, and he was like, it's not like I like you or anything. Very tsundere thing to do. And then she was like, don't you think that I felt a fucking boner? And he was like, yeah, well, you weren't strong against it, were you? It's like, okay, what the fuck are we doing here? What is this? Simultaneously, Jack kissed Yanto back to waking up, which is weird. I suppose he was like pushing air on his mouth or like sucking off of it or something. Just I was about to say just slap him a little bit, but I think he might have done that and I just forgot about it. Just slap him a little bit. I'm trying to find that place. Where was it? Okay, it was around here. Let me skip it a little bit. Yeah, he's like slapping him, trying to wake him up. I feel like continuing to slap him is a better thing to do than the weird kiss. Well, maybe the slapping made enough noise for Jack to be worried that the Cyberwoman was gonna hear them. So then he was like, "Well, fuck, I have to kiss him now." Clearly, but like that was a very like Homestuck kiss. Like what the fuck? That was like a very Homestuck moment. Just characters just kissing each other for no reason, and then they wake back up. I'm like, sure. You know what? Sure. These kisses don't mean anything, but they just hand them out like candy, and it's weird. You know what? I appreciate that they don't mean anything. You know? I appreciate that. But it's still like, what are we doing? It's like so much. It's so actually much. Okay, there was something else I wanted to say. I kind of forgot about it. I mean, aside from the ending, I'm trying to not just jump straight into the ending. I like that this entire episode just took place in Torchwood HQ. I like that the entire episode was just that. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say is, the fucking pterodactyl came in clutch. The fucking pterodactyl was a thing. At the beginning, he even played basketball with them, or like showed up and interrupted. But like during the actual episode, the pterodactyl actually came in and started fighting the Cyberwoman. That was part of Jack's plan. He threw like barbecue sauce on her, and then he was like, it makes it easier for it to identify what it is. And then the pterodactyl came in and started just biting the shit out of her, and she just started fighting. And the pterodactyl fucking won. Sure. I don't know if he would like. Okay. Answer this in the comments. Would you think that a pterodactyl would beat a Cyberman? I feel like the Cyberman would win because I feel like the Cyberman would be able to just shoot it. Or even when it gets attacked in melee, which it did, it can just grab it and electrocute it. In fact, I think she did grab it. She just didn't electrocute it. So I don't see how that pterodactyl could have beaten the Cyberwoman here. Okay? I don't see that. But I like that it did. Okay? This is one of those things where I don't buy that it happened, but I think that what happened was actually cool. So I'm not gonna complain about it. I just don't think it would have happened. Like, there's this fucking meme-ass question of like, who would win in a fight? 4 Shaquille O'Neals or 1 gorilla? And the answer is usually the gorilla, but it would be really dope to see 4 Shaquille O'Neals beat a gorilla, though. That would be great. In fact, it would be great either way. But I just kind of want to see a gorilla getting docked by Shaq. 4 Shaqs. That would be great. Okay, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, final thing. Yes, the end of the episode when they just force Yanto to come back and execute her. The moment that he got it there. Okay, when the pizza girl showed up, I was like, okay, what is the purpose of this pizza girl? We're nearing the end of the episode. What are they gonna do with her? And initially, I thought, oh, he's gonna have to go rescue the pizza girl, and that's what's gonna push him over the edge in order to kill her, kill the Cyberwoman, kill Lisa, so then he can save this other girl because it's a life for another life, right? No, it was much worse. It was way more fucked. And when he got there, he goes, Lisa, and then he has this like look of like, oh my god. And I was like, what did he see? And then you see Lisa's body on the floor, and I'm like, oh no. She transferred her brain, didn't she? She did say that earlier. What if I transfer my brain to your body, and then we can finally be fused? We can be complete, right? That's what love is, right? When I saw her body on the floor, I'm like, no, something happened with the pizza girl. She transferred her fucking brain. And then, as he's mourning, you hear Yanto? And then he looks at her, and it's just the pizza girl, and she just has this fucking Frankenstein-esque, just split in the head. Her hair's just all messed up and just covered in blood. And she's just standing there, and he goes, it's me, it's Lisa. And I'm like, this is fucked. This is beyond fucked. This is so good. And I am fucking disbelief over how good some of the stuff this episode did was regarding Yanto, regarding that ending of what the fucking Cyberwoman ended up doing, how it all close together, like that. I'm just like, what? Why was the costume like that? Because this is a clash of like a lot of things that are just 10 out of 10s, and then that fucking costume with the fucking butt cheek armor. I'm just like, why? Why was it like that? I want to say this episode is perfect, but it's not, because that was fucking weird. Even the Owen shit was also a little bit weird. But at this point, you have to accept that it's because Owen is a flawed character, because all of them are flawed characters. But the costume is one that you can't really fully overlook, because that is just the show. That is just whoever designed the costume and whoever also saw that costume before hitting record and going, yeah, that looks fine by me. And the fact that actress has to wear that shit, I'm just like, why? Sorry, I'm shit talking that costume so much, but it's such a like weird, like going from one end to the spectrum to the other for me, because I think this episode was fucking awesome. I think everything this episode did was fucking awesome regarding this concept of like my girlfriend, she got kind of turned into a Cyberman. Now she's kind of trying to fully convert and kind of trying to take over, but I love her so much and I'm going through this character struggle and I have to do it. And then she ends up transplanting her brain into this different chick, and then she's like, it's me, it's okay. And then she keeps talking about all the shit that we did together, and it's like, you love me, right? You always say you didn't love me for what I look like. And I'm just like, fuck, that's so good. But why was the costume like that though? Like, that's my entire thought about this episode. It's just like, why is that so good? Why is that like that? Why is that not good at all? So that's it. But like, oh my god. Okay, back to the ending. I'm just like, seeing that girl with the fucking Frankenstein-esque just brain transplant shit, and then she's talking about her memories, and Yanto's just like oh my god, that was so good. And then he gives her the hug. Gives her the big hug. And keeps pointing the gun at her, just like, I have to do it. And then he can't. He actually cannot shoot her. He cannot do it. And I get it. I get it. There are people in my life I would not be able to shoot in this situation. Despite everything this episode presented to me, there are people I would not do that to. I would not be able to do that to, even though I really desperately wanted to do it. Then Yanto's just like, he can't. He just turns away, and then she just says, we're gonna be upgraded together. And then I'm like, well, that's the moment he's gonna do it, because that's the most non-human thing she's ever said. But then she gets shot, and not by Yanto. By Jack, by Gwen, by Owen, and by Tosh. All four of them came in, and they just destroyed her. They shot like 10 bullets on her. Just fuck it. Just fuck it, she's dead. No headshots, but a lot of body shots, enough for that short to just die. And then Yanto's like, oh my god, just like, because of course she died. He cares so much. Then he just turns at everyone in like pain. Like, I'm looking at his emotion when he looks at the team, and you can see anger. It's mostly pain. It's mostly just like unbelievable pain and disbelief. And Jack looks at him like, Owen looks at him like, you know it had to be done. Tosh looks at him like, this is fucked. And Gwen is not even looking at him. She cannot look at what just happened. And then he just does the sad anime, I'm just gonna fall to my knees as I'm standing in the most fucked up situation ever, and the screen is just gonna fade out because I'm fucking sad. And I'm looking at that, and I think it's a really good shot because it's like he's falling to his knees in the middle of both bodies, and I'm just like, which body do you look at? Because that's her, but she's empty, and she's actually her, but she's not. But even if she was, I guess it doesn't matter because she's dead now. So, that was fucking, that was awesome. That was an awesome resolution. And I love that the team had to do it. I love that Yanto was not able to do it, and the team had to come in and do it for him. And I want Yanto not to hate them. I mean, yes, he would feel like, oh my god, you killed her. But at the same time, Yanto's not fucking stupid. And he's able to realize that this had to be done. So I want Yanto to just be like, not to have this feeling of like, I cannot pretend that nothing happened. And I cannot pretend that I feel comfortable around you. Because you fucking killed her. But I'm not gonna be like vengeful about it, because I know that was the only thing that we could have done. But still, like, I want that. And I hope for next episode, like, develops on that. And even at the end of the episode, they're like, what are we gonna do with him now? Like, what is gonna happen to him? And then we just see him cleaning the mess, like he always does. Just cleaning the pizza box, cleaning all the shit that was just, like, misplaced and whatever that happened. And he's just cleaning everything as he always does. And then the episode fades away. And that's it. So I suppose Yanto's just gonna go back to good old Yanto, as he always does. Doing the shit that he always does. But I like that even at one point in the middle of the episode, Jack is just like on your knees, pointing a gun at him, just like, talk. Just like, what happened? What is this? And I want to go back to that scene, actually. Give me a second. Because it was really cool. Do you know that thing that was down there? I put her there. You hit a Cyberman within Torchwood and you didn't tell us. What else are you keeping from us? And then Yanto goes for the ballsy, like, you care. I clean up your shit, no question asked, and that's the way you like it. When did you last ask me anything about my life? And, like, Jack was pointing the gun at him, and then he's like, he just stops. Because he can tell, because when he pointed the gun at him, I assume he was thinking, oh, you're like a double agent, you're working for someone else, you're betraying us. And then he just said that, and he was like a very emotional, like, fuck you. And then he's like, okay, you care, this is why you're hurt. Okay, elaborate further. I like that. I really like that line of dialogue, by the way, because it proves that Yanto, like, nobody gives a shit about Yanto to a degree. At least Jack doesn't give him the attention he probably deserves. And I might be like looking too much into it. Like even at the beginning of the episode when they're all just fucking around playing basketball and Yanto's not part of it. I don't think that that's the reason why that scene was there. But even looking into that, it's like, oh, Yanto's not part of it. It's like maybe they don't invite him to do all that shit too much because like maybe he has to work doing all the paperwork shit or the butler shit, which is what his job is, you know. And we never really dwell into him as a character. We just kind of say, hey, come, Yanto, come do this shit, or like, hey, do coffee for us, please. All right, thank you, and that's it. That's the end of that. They never really have a proper conversation. Delving more into Yanto at any point, to the point that he doesn't feel comfortable telling any of them about her, about Lisa. Because maybe if he did feel comfortable around them, he maybe would have tried. Maybe not, because as he said, Torchwood gets rid of alien shit instead of trying to solve it. So, you know, I like that scene a lot. And then it's this clear like divide of like, I'm gonna try to save her, and Jack is like, no, we gotta kill her. And then she ends up dying at the end. There's this, okay, and then there's the final moment of the episode where Gwen was like, for a second, I thought that maybe you could have died there when you were getting shocked over and over. And Jack was like, you know what? So did I. And for a moment, I felt so alive. And I'm like, oh, you felt the most alive when you were dying? Is that what that's supposed to imply? And like, it makes sense because you probably don't feel very human when you're immortal. After a certain point, you're like, fear of death to a degree makes you. After a certain point, you kind of like, even he doesn't sleep. Like, that's the thing. He also said he also doesn't sleep. So like, his condition makes it so he probably leaves a lot of his humanity behind. So he doesn't feel like he belongs too much. But the moment when he's like afraid that I might actually die because I'm getting electrocuted by the Cyberwoman, and it might, who knows, it might actually be enough. He felt alive for like a second because he was afraid. And I like that. I like that a little bit. I really do. And I suppose that's that. Anything else worth talking about this episode? I mean, this episode has a lot of shit in it. It was fucking great. Save the costume. But everything else was fucking great. Just, I think the setting is just awesome. And like, this is something that you can only do at the beginning of the show. Because it's like, you have all of these characters and we haven't established any of them. I mean, a little bit. We have established Gwen a little bit. We have kind of Jack already established, but not entirely. And we have established Owen a little bit with some interactions in previous episode. We haven't established Yanto at all. We haven't established Tosh at all. We can have more room for Jack. We can have more room for Owen and Gwen even. In that order, I feel like we can do stuff. So I guess Tosh first is the one that we know the least about now. We can do something with Jack, but maybe not. Maybe we can give Owen a little bit more, Gwen a little bit more. Yanto kind of doesn't need it now. This episode was like so blatantly Yanto's episode. And sure, and like that's kind of the order where we can pull here. And this is something you can do at the beginning of the fucking show, because it's like, we need to establish these characters. What are they doing? And it's like, it's this fuck you, like, I'm keeping this secret from everyone else, and it's really fucked, and it's really bad. It's really like bad. But the reason why I'm keeping it is because I love this woman and I want to save her so bad, and I don't think they'll help me save her. They're gonna kill her, so I cannot tell anyone. And I like that so much. I like that so actually much. So yeah, I think this episode setting was fucking awesome. I love that. I love this episode for what it was. Unlike a script, I loved it. The way it was written, the way it further pushed Yanto's character, and as well as some of the other characters, the way everything was just set within Torchwood, everything was awesome. Some kind of continuity thrown in there because of the Canary Wharf battle, that was great too. But that costume though, dude, I'm gonna throw the picture in there right now as I'm talking about it. I'm probably already did, but like, Look at this. It's almost like a pussy out costume. And if you look at the other side, there's the fucking metal butt flaps. And I saw for a shot that there were also heels that she was wearing. Why would she have heels? Why would that be a part of the only version of like a cyber body that I've ever seen that has heels that fucking make it great is the Metal Gear Rising Raiden actually has heels. That makes it so much cooler. And everyone else also has heels, but it's just like that's the only version of cyber armor heels that makes sense. Everything else is just like just to accentuate the fact that she's a woman more. And it's fucking weird. It's fucking. Look at. Why are the titties like that? Just, I'm upset at that costume. I really am. All right, fuck it. I'm done. This episode was great. And then there was that costume, but whatever. This episode was fucking awesome regarding everything else. The character struggles and and the way the plot developed and the setting and just everything was great. So anyway. Dude, the fucking... I keep remembering the end, the fucking brain transplant part. That fucked me. That was, like, way too good. So, yeah. That's how I feel about this episode. Bro, like, Torchwood doesn't pull any punches. It really doesn't. Torchwood just says, fuck you, we're going in. And it does. And I like that. I actually like a show that just goes like, fuck it, we're going in. We just don't care. We're going. Alright, so that's how I feel about this. That was great. That was great. So, yeah. That was Torchwood Season 1, Episode 4, Cyberwoman. Sure. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Torchwood. If you would like to see the next one, should already be up on Patreon, as well as full length. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.